When you get you a girl, get you someone that's don't mind being a little bit self-reliant. That's right, we're talking about self-reliance with families. Y'all go dig in. Get This isn't supposed to be my alter's podcast for the day. But he's right, we're talking about self-reliance for families. Right? And when we're talking about self-reliance, I think it's okay to live below your means, not go into debt. But I think if you're in poverty, you need to get out of poverty. God doesn't call those who want more and want a better and extraordinary life to live in poverty. Okay? While on its face, there's nothing wrong with it. It limits what a person can do in their lives for themselves and for their families. You know, I'm going to talk about the girl in my life, the lady in my life, okay? Her name is Blanca. We met back in January 2023 through the missionaries. And we developed quite a fast friendship. And she had some good charm and everything, and she could tell I was lonely. And then over time, beginning of January this year, we began sitting together in church. And July of this month, I was having dinner with some friends. It was a couple along with the missionaries. And we started talking and showing interest in each other. She has an adult son. I'm going to check and see what his ambitions are, his goals, his aims in life in that way. Because we're talking self-reliance in families. This isn't just about yourself, like I've said in this series. This is about self-reliance and building a family. Whether you're single or married. I'm glad to have the girl in my life. She's a sweetheart. She believes in me. It's what matters most, right? Now, I'll give you a little backstory in my life. When I was 31 years old, I had my second cancer scare. The specialist that deals with my birth defects, thought I had another bout of testicular cancer. And I asked her, I said, well, whether me having or not having the operation, will I be able to father kids? And she said no. And I was devastated. But I've learned to adopt other people's kids spiritually and work with them, right? I get mad at these men that when a woman tells them that they're pregnant, that they're stupid enough to deny their love and not marry them. That goes against the gentleman's code of how my granddad raised me. Okay? Self-reliance. So the world doesn't see this, but I'm sorry, I do see this. From the moment you get, guys, I'm talking to you, okay? This is an indictment against my sex. You promised to marry that girl. From the moment you propose to her, that becomes a covenant, okay? And she and I were talking, you know, she's had guys that approached her wanting her to marry, but then they say, well, if it don't work out, we can just get a divorce. And we made a promise that there was to be no divorce. There was to be no more hearts being broken. And that's where self-reliance is. You know, you realize that you love each other no matter what. I don't care what people say about my girl. I still love her. And I don't care what people may say about me. I've been called every name in the book by bullies ever since I was a little kid on down to when I was 28 years old in the drug-addled back alleys of Central Arlington, Texas, okay? But when you're speaking about self-reliance, you need to have enough money for yourself and her and the family that you got. Because self-reliance is a temporal and a spiritual law. Something you need to understand. Okay? The sooner you get that in your head, the better off you're going to be. Because let me tell you something. Men, when you're dating a girl and you decide you want to marry her, you become the Prince Charming for that girl. Don't go stupid and think that you can break a covenant and become like a frog, unless you feel like that neither one of your hearts is in it. But most time, unless you're immature, love is love. Okay, you can be in love, but the most important part is, do you really love each other? Love is a choice. Love is a verb. And like I've said in another podcast, The Strenuous Life, when it comes to marriage, you have to pay the price, men, and sacrifice. And the women, it wouldn't hurt for y'all to be self-reliant if you want to. It's like I told my girl yesterday when we were talking. I said, if you ever decide you want to work outside the home, you can do anything you set your mind to. You know, you shouldn't have to have. It's like that's all I say. You shouldn't have to have my permission to do anything. If she wants to do something, she can do it, regardless. Men, you gotta put your egos aside and love your wife. It's a spiritual principle of self-reliance. And that's what I stand for. That's what I believe in. I stand on that. I believe in that. And I'm not playing around. Okay? Self-reliance for families. The sooner you get that, the sooner you know that, the sooner you have that, and boom, it's all yours. You get self-reliance. Let me tell you something. You own up to it. The sooner you own up to it, the better off you're going to be. The sooner you own up to it, let me tell you something. Guys, if you promise to marry a girl, then you better put your heart into what your passion is. You better put some blood, sweat, and tears so that you can make the dinero to well provide for that girl. You understand? And if the girl wants a separate income of her own, don't stop her from getting that. The theologian Gordon B. Hinckley said this. He said this: in marriage, man and woman are equal. Man is not meant to top the woman. Man and woman are side by side, equal. And I stand on that. So if you enjoyed, if you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. Until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Why don't you go out there and build your dreams so you can take it? And do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you. Remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really, 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 really love you. God bless you, and please have a blessed day. Be self-reliant.